didn't think they were listening. So I'm Aaron, how I'm the father of these characters. And a couple things I want to share. First off, when he just shared about Ben and everything, it explains so much. Doesn't it, sweetie? Like there's like 20 some odd years that just got explained. So interestingly enough, it was December 22nd, 1994. That's when I first met Ben. He was born, witnessed it, and cried like a baby. I mean, for those of you who have never had children or witnessed it, it's amazing. And here he comes into this world, and he was born a little bit early. And so his lungs weren't fully developed, and he was really fighting for air. I'll never forget that. His diaphragm was pulling, and his whole stomach would collapse. He was fighting for air, and they had to whisk him away into ICU. And he was in ICU for 3 days, and Marty, his aunt, I don't know where Marty is. Where are you at, Marty? Way back in the back there. She welcomed everybody at the door at the house. She'd come into ICU at the time she was like 15 or something. She would bawl her eyes out. But I always, with Ben, of all 5 of the boys, what was so unique about him through my eyes was that he would have died if that would have been years ago. And so everything for him in my life has always been like, on borrowed time. It's kind of an odd thing, but it's just been, it's been really cool from that standpoint. When I first met Angie, she was staying in a sketch neighborhood, and I didn't know that, and I didn't really know her. I knew her, her family's wonderful. I knew the Shockies from out home, but I come home from work one day or something, or it's a Saturday, I can't remember. Sue comes running to me, honey, Angie's Shocky. There's some guy that's like filming her and scaring her, and you gotta go get her. And I said, what? And she explains it all to me like this could be a difficult situation. I literally went to my safe and got my 44 and loaded it. I did. And I put it in my truck and I drove down to where she was living, found her, put her in my truck, and we drove back to my house, and she lived in their house. I said, you're not going back there. You're going to go back at a time when it's safe for you to get your clothes. It's what we do for each other. We're homies. We're from out home. We're family. Really, bride and moments. And we stick together. And so we did. And it was such a joy to have you. I named a daughter. That was a trip. You know, a whole different set of rules. I thought me and the boys had the girls outnumbered. No way. But one thing that's cool about Ben and Angie is they're both very tough people. They really are. They have a lot of moral fiber. They're grounded. They're both stubborn. They're great for each other. And you know, I don't think Sue and I could have scripted a better woman or family for you to marry into, man, and be part of. I mean, we really couldn't. We couldn't have written that down. So here's a little bit of advice I want to provide for both of you, okay? Angie, you and Ben. Just a few things, just a few little things. First off, advisors advise, they don't decide. When the two of you decide on a course of action, remember that everyone in your life is only an advisor. Consume their advice wisely. In the end, it's up to you. Next item. Referees throw yellow flags at players' feet. Never be a referee with people you love. Third item. Competition is for sports and professions, not for marriage. Never compete with each other. Next item, and I learned this from a very dear friend and his wife sitting over here, they're from South Carolina. Coming home to a loving and supportive spouse is a salve for the soul.